All right. Welcome, everyone. Everyone, one and all. I've got SoloOrTroll over here, slightly cut off on my screen, so I'm going to have to fix that. But yes,
Absolutely.
today I am joined by not only I23 iCara Gold, but also current SPL Pro Smite player for the Solar Scarab, SoloOrTroll. So,
Thank you for having me.
welcome
Excited to
to
be
the
here.
stream. I'm going to throw this one right over to you, Kara.
Hello, everybody. Judas has already done a lovely introduction there, but I didn't know that I writ one out, so I'm going to have to repeat it. So, of course, everybody, welcome to the Smite Night podcast. We're on our third episode. I am, of course, your host, Kara Gold, joined by Judas, who you can see down there, and who's already introduced himself. And, of course, our guest of honor, it's professional Smite player SoloOrTroll. We had a big guest last week, but this one, I'd say, is arguably even bigger. Sorry, Hazer. It is, of course, the Solar Scarab solo laner, SoloOrTroll. So, welcome, mate. How are you doing today? We've already had a chat off stream, but let's speak to the viewers, let them know what's going on.
I'm doing pretty good. I just got done scrimming. Just hanging out.
Yeah, awesome. So the format is similar to the one we had last week. We've got a few in-depth questions from myself and Judas that we've spent the week coming up with, and then we've got some more fun, quick-fire ones that sort of the Discord have thrown around sort of at the start of the week, and then we can open it up to the chat as well to see if the chat have got anything that they want to say. So first of all, let's get straight in it. You currently play in the SPL for the Solar Scarabs. What we've seen on social media, they're a fan favorite team, and I think it's safe to say you're a bit of a fan favorite player as well. Certainly someone who gets a lot of interest when you guys are playing. But where did your journey start? What was your sort of introduction to Smite, and how did you sort of get to the stage you're at now from a game that has been out for quite a long time now?
Yeah, good question. So originally I was an Xbox player. I didn't, before I got a PC. I saw a video from a guy named Alsham in a WoW playing Smite. He was playing Assault, right? And I thought this was so stupid. I thought this game looks so ugly. This is in 2012, like right when Assault first came out and all that. And I'm like, this looks so dumb. Like, why is he uploading this? Because I used to watch all of his videos. So then I stopped watching the video. And then like 2 years later in 2014, the Syndicate project. He's like a COD YouTuber and all that, or used to be. He started playing Smite, and I'm like, this game looks so cool. And then I downloaded it when I got my PC, and I played a bit of CS:GO before that, but I just switched to Smite and really enjoyed it. I played casually, like a little bit of ranked here and there, until or around like season 1. I played a little bit of ranked season 1, but mostly like casuals and all that. And then once like I started watching SPO, I started playing a lot and like trying to get better. And once I saw like Barracuda and the boys like win worlds and all that, I was like, I gotta do that. And so that was like around 2015, like when they won worlds, like when I started like my grind to like try and like be a pro. And I was like 12 when I started, so it took a while to like actually like get kind of good. Um, so yeah, that was pretty much my journey.
And how did you sort of get recognized and picked up by a professional team? Was it a case of you were just in the Grandmaster bracket and an SEC team approached you, or did you know someone in the industry, or did you have a connection who pulled you in? What was the sort of steps that got you to make that jump from just very good player into someone who does it as a profession?
It pretty much started from like starting out with like lower end teams, like my gold like started out when I was like silver on a team with my friends, then gold, got on a team with people who were plat gold, and then got diamond, got on a team around people who were diamond, and then masters, got on like a SEC team with Stanford Soccer. It pretty much just saw me from ranked. Pretty much like the way to get in is like just seeing people from ranked, and then you pick them up if they're good or if they interest you. Um, and then after like playing a year in SML with Stanford Soccer and Maswell and all them, Wowie, I was able to next year I was able to get on the Splice roster. And they needed a solo laner. No one else is left, so they're like, screw it with this guy. Um, and had a team before that, but it didn't work out. SPL team Trifecta for season 5. So pretty much just or season 6, just from like pretty much playing SCC, and they see like when a spot opens and a team evaluates all the players and you kind of go for the best option. I guess the next best with me, I guess, for Spice. So that's how I got in.
Yeah. So, of course, you guys have got a big fixture coming up tomorrow, playing against your former team. And also, you're playing for the first time this season back on LAN, which must be a good feeling. So, how do you think that's going to play a part of it? And are you happy with your prep heading into tomorrow's game?
Yeah, we had a few rough scrims like last week. We also didn't scrim too much. And this week, we wanted to sort of up the ante a bit and try our best in scrims. I know both are scrimming. They're like double blocking and scrimming every day. But we did some homework and we know what we're gonna pick and ban and how we're gonna play. So we're pretty excited. And Layers normally doesn't live here, and he came here and he's been doing really well in game on like the Alienware PC. It's way better than his PC at home and all that. So we had much better scrims overall. So we're feeling overall excited and confident.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And of course, LAN, that's going to be a big thing for the players too. For certainly some of the European players, it must have been a bit of a difficult season then. But there's a lot of players in the chat who probably have never even played on LAN and played on Smite with absolutely zero ping whatsoever. So, how much of a difference does that make? Is that something that is only really noticeable at the high level, or would even an average player notice the difference playing on LAN compared to internet connection?
I'm sure an average player would notice. It's not like instant like jungle practice, but it's like maybe like 10 ping. It goes up sometimes, maybe like 20. I'm not sure why, but it's definitely very noticeable, especially if you go from like 130 ping to like LAN. Like my first LAN, I went from like 130 ping and then straight to like 20 10 ping, and that was like a huge difference. So it's definitely noticeable, and it's very fun to play with. Like it's more, you can make more plays on lower ping, and it just feels much better. It feels like actually like the way like Smite's like supposed to be played. Really fun.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone's jealous of having a game with absolutely zero ping whatsoever. So being a pro player is something that I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this may be a dream job to them, and it may be something that they'd love to do. But what is the sort of day to day of a pro player? What's your sort of 9 to 5 when you're scrimming, when you're playing, if you're at World Championships? How much does it differ, and how much of your day does it take up doing what we'd all love to do?
Yeah, so it starts out with getting about 20 hours of sleep. You wake up, eat a bowl of nails, you go out, you lift the tree. I'm kidding. Pretty much. It's just like I mean, it depends on people's sleep schedules. Like my sleep schedule is always all over the place. So my day kind of depends on that. But for the most part, it's scrim at 1 to like around 4, maybe like 3:30. Sometimes teams end early. Um, and then after that, it's pretty much do whatever you want. But for me, I just wake up. I try to wake up like an hour before scrims. Around 12 p.m. Scrim at 1, get off at 4, then get some food, and then after that, I like to go to the gym, and then after that, stream. I haven't really gone to the gym recently though, because of COVID and all that. But pretty much after that, it's pretty much like do whatever you need, free time. Normally, it's like eat, gym, free time, or like go out with the team, then like gym and then free time. And normally I just stream in the free time. Uh, Sometimes my sleep schedule will be like all over the place. Like today I woke up like 1 a.m. So for me it was like wake up at 1 a.m. and then just free time until scrims, and then do this, and then probably gonna like eat a little bit and then sleep. So yeah, it's pretty much depending on the sleep schedule.
And if it's something like a game day, is there extra preparation before it? Do you meet up as a team and go through tactics, or is there do you look into what your opponents are going to be potentially doing? How much does it change for a game day? Is it all hard focus and all professional?
Yeah. I mean, for game days, I like to wake up, around. I wake up around like 10. I wake up early just to get some like just to like be energized. So, it takes like maybe like an hour or so to like actually like get fully like energized. So I like to get energized like before a bit before SPL, then watch like if we're second set, I watch the game and then try and you know take what I can from the set before us. I also always get like breakfast and coffee in the morning before SPO, and then kind of like we have to always play a few arenas like the team. Maybe we all like queue arena together just to get our mechanics up and play the gods that we're gonna play in SPL and stuff, and just make sure we're kind of warmed up before SPL, because normally in scrims you kind of have to force you to warm up. So we try to have warm up before SPL games, and sometimes I don't. Like my last set, I think I woke up like at like 1, and we had a second set, so I didn't get to like prepare as much early, but we try to prepare as much as we can.
So just to touch a little bit further on that, one thing we spoke with Hazer about last week was I briefly worked in a professional sports environment. I know it's not quite the same as esports, but there was one thing that shocked me, and it was how some people's attitude towards training differs. So even though everyone's a professional athlete, some people wake up and train quite often to the game day and a 10 out of 10 perform. So what is your approach and style? Are you someone that treats every single time you're sat at your computer that we take this deadly serious, or are you someone who is maybe chilled and then turns up on a Saturday and puts in the performance of the team?
I pretty much always try to put like 1,000% in. I try to take practice very seriously. Last year I didn't really take it too seriously, and the year before, and the year before that, and the year before that. But now I've kind of learned my mistakes a bit. I pretty much try my best every single game. Some games, we're all human, so we all sometimes we don't have the energy, or we fail a little bit. But I try to like put 100% in, because I think it's pretty important.
Yeah, I think that's in any competitive environment, you need sort of that, keep that mentality going for the next game. Now, this is a bit of a tough question. This is a difficult one to throw out there, but what separates you? What makes you the professional player that you are? What skill do you think that you have that makes you one of the best solo players in the world?
I'd say I'm like I'm like a grinder, and I'm like ambitious, and I have like really big like aspirations to be the best at whatever I do, like any career. So like I always have dreams of like being the best, and I always try to work as hard. Like I work really hard to be the best, and I think I'm a bit like I've been playing video games since I was 2, and I feel like I'm kind of like naturally good at it. So combine that with like a lot of ambition, I think kind of separates me from the rest.
Yeah, good answer. Judas, I'm going to throw anything over to you. Do you have any questions that you want to fire away? I realize that I've been asking all the questions so far.
Being hogging the interview over here, but that's okay. You're our main interviewer today. So one thing that stands out to me. So I did watch your previous set that you had just played, and things happen. It was unfortunately a 2-0 loss to the Camelot Kings, but now you're coming in. It's a fresh game against the Bolts, and I'm just wondering, for this week of scrims just gone by, I'm going to give you 3 categories, I'll say, and then maybe see if you can split it up into what you were sort of preparing. So how much of the week was spent fixing what went wrong in the previous week? How much would you say was spent just generally working on your game and, as a team, what you want to do? And thirdly, how much would you say you prepped specifically for the Bolts? So obviously those are 3, I assume, quite different things to prepare for. So how would you say the sort of balance is, maybe without giving away any trade secrets?
First, what we want to do, and we just pretty much ban that during our scrims with different teams. Like the bans we ban, those teams aren't really gonna like play those characters or pick those gods. So we had to kind of indirectly plan around like those other teams in scrims playing gods that Bolts probably won't play, but we had to normally in a scrim we'd probably ban just whatever team would ban what they normally play, but we wanted to ban what we think Bolts are gonna play, or what we value, or what we think Bolts value. So that's pretty much how we played around Bolts, just like the bans and picks and stuff. And what was the first one and second one? You kind of lagged out a little bit.
Sorry, yeah. So that would be second one would be prepping specifically around your game and your style and what you'd like to focus on.
Yeah. Pretty much like trying to adjust like a different meta, like with the boost change, trying to see what's good. I don't want to like give too many specifics, but just trying to see like what gods I value, and like kind of how to play them, because I think the gods that are going to be played might be a little bit different than what's been playing the past few weeks. So I kind of got to adjust to that.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. But given that it is a team that you personally have played with quite recently, how much of that old experience can you take? It's a very common thing in real life sports. They tend to say that the player from the previous team will tell all the secrets and everything. But Smite moves fast, as you'd say most
Mhm.
esports do. So, do you have anything that you could, obviously without, I suppose, giving away also, do you have that sort of insider knowledge, or would you say it's sort of almost irrelevant these days based on, especially with the mid-season patch coming out now? How would you say your experience with those players affects your sort of thinking going into the game?
Well, yeah. So it affects me, like kind of out of game because I like all those guys. They're cool guys. And the Haddix and Jake, they're like my good friends. Haddix, I've known him for a long time, so it's kind of like like a rivalry of sorts, rivalry. And it's like a lot of fun. Uh, and like any game wise, meta's kind of changed a lot, and their playstyle has changed as well. So it doesn't really like my knowledge from the past doesn't help too much now. They probably did a lot like when like last season, end of last season. Like I kind of I was able to literally like predict all their bans and like what they're gonna do and how they're gonna play, like pretty much like for the first 10 minutes and for all picks and bans. I think most people could because they're kind of predictable last season, but now they've kind of expanded their god pools a bit
Yeah.
and meta's changed. So yeah, it doesn't really help too much anymore, unfortunately.
Yep. So just on the topic of the meta changing, what have you made of it so far? Obviously, it was a big patch, probably the biggest patch that's happened in Smite for well, a couple of years, probably.
Yeah.
How do you think it shifted it? Do you think it's been for the better, or do you think it's something that is going to take a long, long time to get used to?
I think it'll take a bit more time to get used to, but I think overall it's been a bit better. I think there are a few changes that shouldn't have been done, like the Sunder change. I think the Mirrodin change was kind of weird. I think it was a fun item before, and kind of then they made it like really OP, then they nerfed it. Now it's kind of bad in my opinion. And like I think Vamshot getting buffed. I'm not too sure why they buffed tier one, stuff like that. But like overall, it's still like a really good patch. I think overall it's good. But definitely it'll take some time to get used to. I mean, there could be some like really cringe things like Guardian solos. I mean, uh, didn't really predict that too much. I kind of thought there might open up other avenues for like other gods, but not like Guardians. But unfortunately, they're being played a lot, so it's not very fun. But everything else is pretty cool.
Yeah, as someone who plays in the solo lane myself, I'm not a fan of seeing Guardians pop up
Yeah,
in that solo lane. But I think what the solo lane needed was that shift away from Cuchulainn, King Arthur, Gaia, Mystical Male, Guardian Boots combo that was just making up so much
yeah.
the game. So don't want to give anything away in case it's something that you're planning on using in games to come. But where do you see the solo meta shifting to now? Who are the gods you think are going to rise to the top with the recent mid-season patch?
Yeah, I'd probably say like probably just defensive gods, like Sobek, Mam Shroud, maybe like, maybe Athena, Mam Shroud, Cerebral Mam Shroud, stuff like that. Um and I think like Guan with like because you can rush Axe with Breastplate tier one and Chalice. So having Axe and Breastplate tier one in lane is like, like what's an extra like 25 procs level one. And plus they buff Sundering Axe or the Warrior's Axe to tier one. I'm not really sure why. So that kind of helps a lot in lane. It's like 35 base plus your level, so it does like 40 damage at level 5 every 7 seconds. I think is really dumb. So it's kind of like all your damage, like missing from like you're not going boots, whatever. I think that's pretty lame. So I probably see more like defensive gods. I can get away with more now.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything for you, Judas, before we move on to the quick fire questions?
Yeah. So, with that sort of solo lane shift, maybe becoming a bit more defensive and a bit more safe. I did want to ask what style of Smite is sort of your preference. So, are you maybe well, I mean, I think I can guess the answer based on your recent answers. But do you like those games that are quite slow and tactical? Maybe 4 kills, 15 minutes in, sort of thing. Do you like those sort of tactical? Not quite farm fest, but where it's like about pressure and positioning being very important, things like that. Or are you one of those guys who likes to play arena on the Conquest map, basically? How do you sort of find I guess I'll hit you with A, the most enjoyable, but B, also what you think it should be played, or how you think it should be played.
I think I enjoy like I enjoy playing like super, like smart, like defensive kind of games, like maybe like 5 kill, like 10 kills, like 5 kills on each team, like 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in. I'm not a fan of like 0-0 like for like 20 minutes, like some European games. I think that's kind of lame. But I think like a little bit more than 0-0, but a little bit less than like arena. I think that's really cool. I think like like pressuring the right camps at the right time, making smart plays. I think that's how like a MOBA should be played, and I do kind of like it for competitive, but like for ranked, I don't like that. But I like you running it down in ranked, and I don't like it for like every game in competitive either. It can get kind of boring, especially as a solo laner. But I think like I think it should be like really smart and tactical like that. But I kind of wish there was like more things to do, like a bigger map, and like maybe like it's kind of hard with the way like smite minions work, and like the way like buffs invades are like really like and buffs are like really a key part of the game. Like because in league, like there's a lot of like lane play, like a lot of it matter, like a lot of like minion like, control matters. Like you have to actually like last hit and control the waves, freeze the waves at the right time. But in Smite, there's not much freezing. You just one shot the wave and then rotate. Um, I like that like type of like smart gameplay in league. How you have to like control the wave and you can play like anything in top lane, stuff like that. But I think in Smite it's pretty fun when sort of like that stuff happens, but like a little bit more aggressive, but
Yep.
not like arena.
Yeah. Any more, Judas? I've got quite a few quickfire questions that have been sent to me in the last day or so.
I'm gonna wreck my brain, see if I've got a final little pickup. All right, okay, actually no, I've got something here. So this will add to your that sort of tactical thing you were talking about. If that is the case, where that's the style you like to play, I'm sure the chat wants to hear this. Please explain the Chiron solo from a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically like I've been playing it for like a long time, like I don't know, maybe like a month since I got buffed pretty much, and Trans got buffed. And in ranks I probably lost lane like, twice in like a whole month of playing it like every day. And it just wins lanes so hard, and you can kinda invade buffs. Um um and I never played in scrims actually. We never practiced it, and I really wanted to scrim with it, but scrims kept getting canceled because the server's going down. And so I just said screw it. Like every week of SPL, I'm like, I want to play it just one time, and then I just said screw it. Our last SPL game, and I think it didn't do too bad. Like there was a few things we had to do like as a team that we didn't do, and I told my team to do it like before we even played, and it didn't do it, so it didn't really work out as well as it should have. But yeah, dude, that Chiron like gets so much pressure. He just like one taps the wave, and I've sold so many people with it, so I thought might give it a try.
Yep, I can't wait to start seeing Chiron in the solo lane now because one of the best in the world done it, so everyone's going to be doing it. So we've got quite a few quickfire questions here actually, so this might be quite a long quickfire section. But first question, I apologize, I didn't write the names down for these, so if you want the credit for your question, I am sorry. First one is, who was your first Diamond God in Smite?
I think it was Uller. Actually, it was Uller because I started playing right when Uller came out, and I'm like, that god's cool.
Uller was actually the first god I played in Smite, and
Oh wow,
it was a foolish mistake to make because he's quite a complicated one for someone who has
yeah,
never played a MOBA before. It didn't go
yeah,
well.
it's hard. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, this is a good question. So we've been asking this to our podcast guests so far. They've recently announced a partnership with Stranger Things, but if you could have any dream Smite tie-in with any company, any TV show, who would it be?
That's a hard one. I thought about this a little bit, and I think it kind of goes down to like Marvel. There's so many cool gods you could have for Marvel. It just seems like a no-brainer to me. Like Hulk, Cullen, like Iron Man, Chernobog, like Thor, stuff like that. I think that'd be cool. And also maybe Star Wars. I think Star Wars would be pretty cool. There was another one too I wanted. I don't remember which one it was. If I think of it, I'll let you know. But
They were my
like,
two answers as well. I want Wolverine, Bakasora. I want Cyclops,
cool.
Ra.
That'd
Oh
be cool.
yes.
There's so many gods you could do. Like they could do like two of them, and it'd work out.
Yeah. This Hulk, Cullen. That is the perfect fit. The perfect fit.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just throwing it out because I had it suggested to me. SpongeBob Battle Pass. Make it
I
happen.
was thinking about that too. Yeah, it'd be kind of troll. Yeah, it'd be really funny. Yeah, make a lot of money.
Squidward Bacchus. Sorry, Patrick Star Bacchus. Surely.
That's genius.
Yeah.
Mr.
So-
Krabs Fafnir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we
Oh
go.
my God,
Here we
that's
go. It's all
Yes.
coming together. We need a Sandy Cheeks Raven skin. Come on. Like
Oh my
this is
God.
all. It's right there, Hiram.
That's
It's
true.
right there.
That's true.
Yes, right. I'm sending this to Hi-Res because we've got the backing of a pro now. Make it happen. Marvel or SpongeBob. There's no in between. There's no other options. One or
Yeah.
the other, please.
Yeah, of course.
Next one is I actually have got the name for this one. This was from Brushy MC. If you could remove one god from Smite permanently, who would it be?
I'd probably say Nox or Ardio. I hate both those gods. What I mean, I'd say Nox because she just makes like casuals really boring.
Yep.
Yeah, she does.
And the Conquest is not too bad. 'Cause you like you can like I don't like you like she can't like get her abilities off that easy. And you can like beats it whatever. But in arena it just like sucks. So I'm trying to like just have fun. I get comboed all the time. So I'd probably say Nox overall.
I am so glad a pro player has the same issues I do when playing arena, in that a Nox ruins the fun.
Yeah.
Or
If
an
I could ban a god, I'd just ban Nox every game.
Yeah, or Afro and Kali combo, Afro and
Yeah.
Cesano, anything that just
Yeah.
destroys arena for everybody.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. I like that answer. Next one is from Schooled. If you could make one change to the Conquest map, what would it be? I'd like a river that runs lane to lane like League of Legends.
River's definitely one of my options. I mean, there's a lot of things. It's kind of hard. Like, well, one change that I wouldn't say is like Conquest related. So I'll say this, and I'll say like an actual Conquest one. But I think Blink should be able to be used when you're casting abilities. I think you should make Blink instant cast.
Combat
and-
Blink.
Yeah, and it'd be really cool if you could like there's so many things you could do if you could like use Blink while you're casting an ability. You could like start Agni tuning and then Blink, and then it does the damage, or like you're Guan 3ing, they dash away and you blink, like sort of like League. It'd be so cool. There's so many things you could do. For Conquest, it'd be cool if those bushes or a river. Yeah, I would like that a lot. Or like if buffs like came up every 3 minutes instead of 2, and they gave less gold, so like it wasn't so centered around buffs. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or if it was like map was like way bigger.
Yeah.
Any of those three, I'd be happy with.
Isn't there a mechanic in League where if you kill someone who has a buff, you take it and
Yeah.
you get it on you?
Yeah. Yeah.
That could make some big changes.
Yeah, there's only there's new buffs in League too, so like, it's very important to take those. If you could kill someone, it's pretty nice to have. But like, in Smite, there's like 5 buffs, whatever, right? So it's like way more emphasis on like buffs in Smite. So,
Yeah.
You know.
Next one is from Dragon Lewis. He says, if you weren't a pro Smite player but still had to be a professional gamer, what game would it be?
It'd probably be League of Legends. I've been playing a lot of League past like few months off and on. And like last year, I was thinking like after I got kicked, I was thinking of just like going like playing League, like you're just quitting Smite and just playing League, but this wasn't a good idea, like financially wise, and just it just wasn't a good idea in general, so I didn't do it. But yeah, definitely be League.
Yeah, I guess League was coming from the answers we've previously had. Judas, do you have any quickfire questions?
Yes, I did see an interesting one to me, sent in by Nathan T, and he said, if you are in a ranked game, you are top elo, and you know nobody else in the game, who are you picking to carry that game every time?
Who am I picking? I'm solo lane, huh? Probably Herc. Probably like I've done that a few times recently when I have nobody on my team. I just pick Herc to try and carry. Go like Bumba's Hammer and try and carry. Herc or like maybe like Susana or something. Or Chiron. Probably Chiron or Herc, I'd say. For sure.
There's a man after my own heart here. He plays arena, he mains Herc, loves the solo lane. This is my guy.
This is you, but good at Smite, Kara.
Oh,
Oh, harsh, but so true. We have another one here. If you weren't a solo laner, what would you be?
Definitely mid lane. Definitely.
Mid lane.
Yeah, I'm gonna play mid next season.
Nice.
For sure, yeah.
Bit of early info there for the SPL fans.
Yeah.
Judas, any more? Or throw it out to the chat. Does anyone in the chat have any questions?
Yes, there was a very specific one as well, which is from myself. Roughly, if you were to give me an estimate, some kind of number, how many games have you trolled instead of playing solo?
Oh, I have like 10,000 ranked games played, so I'd probably say like. I mean, I troll every game, so if I have 10,000, but I mean, I never actually like trolled if I didn't get the role. Like my friend made the name because I was so bad at like other roles, and I wanted the name that like made me like made people think I was a solo laner. So he came up with this, and so I mean, the realistic answer is 0, but the fun answer is 10,000.
It probably works though. You know, if I came into my rank game and I had no idea who you were, and I was solo, I would be like, oh man, I guess I'll give him solo. Like, I don't want to risk it, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely worked before for sure. Yeah. Oh.
Are you mid or troll next season? Asks Fuzzy Astro.
Yeah, I might have to be. Yeah, I make a swap.
Silly Kevin, one of our league players, says, "What are comms like in the games? What calls are being made? Can you give an example if you're allowed to ask that, of course?"
Yeah, it's a bit different, like player to player, but I mean the way how it goes, like normally like you want to have like one person kind of feeding info, so like it's normally like the support, like Janix or Bobby inbound, Mike, whoever, they kind of like feed like information of what they're doing, or like what's being used and what's going on, and I think it's normally good for the jungle to like kind of talk about like where they're going, what they're doing, what they want to do in the next 10 seconds. Be like, oh, I'm farming back camps, and after I kill this back camps, I'm gonna come getting solo lane, or like if you get his dash, I'm gonna come over or something like that. In fights, it's normally just the backline. I think should be kind of quiet for the most part, and they should just say like, oh, I'm main dove, or be like maybe if you're Merlin, be like sun, 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 and then I have damage follow, just say like sun, right? If I'm like Herc, be like push him, push him. That's pretty much like what mid lane should say, and then just be like, oh, I'm getting dove, or help in the back, and like for everyone else, it's pretty much just say what you're gonna do. So like, I'll be like, if I'm Guan Yu, I'll be like, oh, I have a blink horse, I have a blink stun, or I have heals, or what pretty much whatever, like whatever I have, I want to like communicate like what I'm gonna be doing. Yeah.
So are you hearing my mid laner? SoloOrTroll says, "Unless you're being dove, shut up."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think it's good to like focus on like your own mechanics and then just pretty much say like stream and help, pretty much.
Yeah. Tommy LMAO64 says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard is it to carry Zapman?
I'd probably say 100. In streams, probably 100. At Worlds, probably like 0.
We have Fuzzy Astro says, when is Kepri going to be worth solo queuing? I want to play solo bug.
It's probably fine now. You can just probably go Bam Shroud and probably do okay.
Yeah, there you go, Fuzzy Astro. Go play it. Says
Go and do it in someone else's rank game.
Yeah, if you see Karagold and you just no, not that time, but another time. Do we have any more questions, guys? I think we are getting. I've got all I think the 15 that I had have been asked. Do we have any remaining ones here? I have got one last one that is going to be my final question to you, but there's a reason I'm leaving it to the end.
I'm trying to pick my brain, see if I can dig up anything out. But I did want to ask what the sort of experience is. Well, maybe I should say the difference in experience between playing online like you have been in the SPL and then also playing on LAN, but playing on Worlds as well. So one thing we've tried to do in our little league that we've set up is we like to try to treat the players sort of like pros. We give them post-game interviews, very respectful in our discussions with them. But how is that from a professional point of view with Hi-Rez? Like, are you treated like celebrities, like real gods, real athletes? Or is it just sort of a, man, get the guys in, I guess? Is it really quite casual, or is it actually quite, classy almost?
Yeah, I freaking wish they treated us like gods, dude. They BM us, dude. Like if they were my boss, I'd probably be saying some stuff, you know what I mean? But like, I mean, normally it's like pretty chill because like like the admins like Cooper and all, like Vinny and all them are like friends with people, and like Kabam was an admin last time, and I'm good friends with Kabam, so it's like it's pretty casual. The people kind of know each other. Yeah, pretty casual.
We have a couple more questions that have come flooding in. Skulls, who is the other league admin, hello Skulls, says, does Shaq need a rework?
Mm, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it depends. Depends. It all depends, like what your opinion is about him, or like how you think he should be played. I think he's fine. I think there should be gods that are like not competitively played a lot, but like kind of like provide a certain use. So like Shock is like a good good kind of like basic soul leaner that has wave clear, has heal, has escape, has team fight. You know, I mean, he doesn't do any of those particularly well, except survive in lane. But yeah, I think he's good like as for like a new player, or like kind of like a standard soul leaner, I guess. But I mean, if you're of the opinion that every god should be like competitively viable or like good or in a way, then you should probably work him. But I think he's like okay.
Yep, that's a fair answer. I like a bit of Shaq myself. I think he's harshly done by.
Yeah.
Rios asks, is Layers the best console to PC gamer you've ever seen?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me think for a second. So apologies, my allergies are like going off right now. But
Oh, don't worry about it. I've got hay fever, so this is the last couple of weeks have been a nightmare for me.
yeah, he might be. I'm trying to think. I mean, Paul played console, but he didn't start on the console. It depends if you count like starting on console. Probably count starting on console. So I mean, he probably is. Yeah. Sino played a little bit of console. It's probably his layers. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Don says, how do you track relics? Are you going for the end time? Or what? Sorry, ask them how he tracks relics. Are they going by the end time after they add the relic timer to in-game timer, or what's the best way to do it? I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Normally you track the relics, but like, you check beads for the most part. It's 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So people have different ways of doing it. So like you can add 3 minutes and then just take away 20. That's like a good way to do it. Or I mean, it's kind of do what I do. I think I add like the 40 seconds and then I add the 2 minutes. And you write down the end timer and you pretty much want to like go on them before the end timer.
Yeah.
Pretty much it. Yeah.
Fair. I've got 3 questions left because I can hear your allergies going, so I don't want you to be suffering. So we've got, what is your favorite game mode other than Conquest?
I love me some Arena. Arena's great.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
Love that.
Yeah.
Next one is, are you going to be playing the new Pokemon MOBA?
No, 'cause I think it's only on Switch, right?
Yep.
I don't have a
Yeah,
Switch.
it is.
And
I think
never.
it's an iOS version as well, but I think it's.
Oh, really? Yeah. I've never played Pokemon or watched Pokemon or anything, so probably not.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked at that.
Someone's just been outed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get canceled now.
Okay, so final question, and I have left this one for last on purpose because I think it's a good way to end. Who should be, out of the Smite community, our next podcast guest?
They
That's a
will
good
hear
question.
about this.
They will hear.
That's a good question. I mean, I'm gonna be biased to say my team. I'd probably say like Bobby or Slaney. One of those two. I mean Slaney might not do it because he doesn't like doing content, but if I could say anyone, I'd probably say Slaney. That'd be funny to watch. But Bobby probably more willing to do it, and he's kind of funny. So yeah, I'd say Bobby or Slaney for sure.
There we go. There's the answer.
Right.
Well, I can hear you sniffling away, so I don't want to keep you antihistamines.
Yeah, sorry
So
about that.
I just want to. No, don't worry. Absolutely, do not worry. I know the feeling. Believe me, if I go outside now, my eyes would swell up because of the pollen count.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, Solo, thank you so much for giving up your time to come and join us today. Obviously, it means a lot to come and drop by. We're only a small little channel, but we're hopefully getting there, and hopefully we can send some love your way as well. So, where is the best way to follow you? What platforms do you want us to send viewers to?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't really care too much about like follows or anything, but I would appreciate it if you could, follow my YouTube and check it out. It should be SoloOrTroll. I've been trying to upload like consistently, and I got a sick new editor, Tommy LMAO. He's a really good editor. You can follow me on Twitter too if you want, and Twitch if you want. But yeah, I would appreciate if you could like check out the YouTube and all that.
Awesome.
Like,
Judas is
yeah.
linking the Twitter there. He's on it already. If you can get the
Thank you
YouTube
so
there.
much.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully we can send some stuff your way. Of course, we will all be watching the SPL tomorrow night, cheering for the Solar Scarabs, watching for your performance in the solo lane. No pressure. No pressure.
I mean,
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm a Bolts fan. So I've got to let myself go. I'm a huge Barracuda fan. I know you're talking about watching the Win Worlds, and I was hooked. I'd watched previous Worlds, but yeah, that really hooked me in. Yeah. So it's hard. It's hard to, as much as you. I really appreciate you being a guest. It's very hard to root against your team.
That's fair enough.
But I'll be rooting for the Bolts and you. How about that? You know, we'll do that.
Thank you. That's how it works.
I will be rooting for you. I go Scarabs.
Thank you so much.
Go Scarabs. Yeah. So thank you so much for dropping by. It genuinely means so much to us.
Yeah, of course.
Is there anything you want to leave? Any message you want to drop to the stream before we disappear?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for having me. I had a great time. Really good questions. Overall, like great atmosphere. Cool channel you guys have, and thank you for all like the love in the chat and like everyone like coming to hang out and like showing your support. It means a lot. I really do appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you to everyone who watched this channel. This podcast will be uploaded to YouTube, and then eventually we'll have a podcast streaming site that we can add them all to, but we're just waiting to get a couple of episodes before we sign up to that one. So it will be available on all the big ones eventually, but not quite yet. I will, of course, link the YouTube video on our Twitter and promote it ourselves for anyone who might have missed it this evening. But that's it for me, Judas. If there's anything you want to sign off with, I will hand over to you. Thank you, everybody.
No, I'd just like to say, everyone, thank you for coming by again. Sot, thank you for stopping in. We will certainly be nagging for some more guests to come in, so we're gonna be looking for that. See if we can get someone in. But yeah, everyone in the chat, I believe I've dropped in the correct links for Twitter and YouTube, so make sure you check him out. And yeah, if you're someone stopping by, maybe you followed through Twitter, this is the Smite Night Conquest League. If you would like to join in, please join our Discord. We have Season 2 starting up very, very soon. August the 1st will be the first game day. But actually before then, July 25th is our sign-up date for teams. So if you have a team and you want to just jump in a league, please sign up as quickly as you can. And we'll make sure we get you in. Even if you're a little bit late, that's okay. We have preparations for that too. So you can just jump in whenever you want. And who knows, maybe you can be the next SoloOrTroll, making your way up through the ranks and getting to where you want to be. But yes, that is us signing off from me, Judas Priestley, and from Kara. And I'm just going to leave the final words to SoloOrTroll.
Thank you, guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Awesome. See you guys soon.